Anyway, I think I'm preaching to the choir. Maybe not. The report's writer's note, yeah, it's no wonder that we're focused on this, whom some view, the full-time faculty members, some view as the source of the problem, especially when, and here's where one of the issues really does come up, especially when, for instance, negotiating overtime allowances that part-time faculty perceive as cutting their access to work for the sake of enriching people who are, from the perspective of the contingent faculty, already fat.
Could you speak a little slower?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to, I don't want to, okay, I'm sorry.
I really wanted to hear you.
Okay.
I think it's very interesting what you have to say.
I worry about taking too much time and space, but I will. Thanks for saying that. Should I go back over anything?
No, I'm...
All right, I'll slow down. When we focus only on the very real, I do that to my students all the time, slow down. When we focus only on the very real, very painful injustices inherent in the inequality between tenure-line and non-tenurable faculty, however, we lose sight of the larger picture, which is the undermining of the faculty as a whole. And this is a chart I made for the faculty as a whole, and I wanted a chart that looked like that shows a whole. This is a faculty, and this is something that is happening to a faculty. It's happening to all of us. And this happening to the faculty means it's happening in the university, it's happening to students, it's happening to everybody. And I don't mean contingency, I mean the undermining of the university because of this. The green lines are contingent faculty. The purple lines are tenure-line faculty. Dark purple is tenure track, light purple is tenure. Look how that dark purple shrinks. It's shrinking dramatically. And what that means is, in the future, that green line is going to be going up, up, up. Right now, and this shows the rate of the rise in contingent faculty, we are now over 70% of all college faculty. Contingent faculty off the tenure track. Part-time faculty is the dark green line, and we are now over 50%. According to the latest IPEDS data, we are more than half of all people teaching college. They're teaching part-time under as we all know, dehumanizing conditions, and conditions that get at the heart of what a university has been for as long as we've known it as a university, but I'm getting to that. We lose sight of the larger picture, which is the undermining of the faculty as a whole, and therefore the university as an institution, and perhaps any more sense of common good at all. And those apparently fat, secure, tenured faculty aren't so fat, and they aren't so secure. For instance, there was a case just a couple of years ago, 2012, a year ago, in Louisiana. Actually, the report's a year ago. I think it was a little bit earlier. In Louisiana, there were tenured professors whose program was eliminated. The university, everybody who's tenure knows, you can still lose your job. So their program was eliminated, which is one way you get rid of people who have tenure. And then they were offered their same jobs back as part-time contingent faculty. So tenure's no protection against this. This is not about identities. There aren't tenured kind of people and untenured kind of people who are fighting each other. This is about the quality of the faculty of the university. Their own best self-interest lies in solidarity with us. Occupying a contingent faculty position isn't an identity, and it is a great mistake to think of it as such, as I will try to show. After all, we have those same or similar credentials and job descriptions. Protections that keep them from turning into us are crumbling with alarming rapidity. We are all together one faculty, one that is quickly being eroded, hollowing out the university as we know it, and quite possibly much that makes life fulfilling for all humans. The force at work is neoliberal theory operating in the world. Margaret Thatcher, one of the theory's midwives, may have articulated the theory best when she famously said in a 1987 interview with Woman's Own magazine, "There are individual men and women and families. There is no such thing as society." But it turns out, in a world without society, there are no individuals, only Samsung. The deaths of the Korean professors point tragically to a central irony of neoliberalism and its triumph. Neoliberalism is an ideology, a set of related beliefs and practices focused on a certain kind of celebration of the individual, emphasizing individual responsibilities and certain rights, but not others, and holding that free market conditions, which we all know aren't so free, and those alone provide individuals with the resources they need to thrive. Actually, those free market conditions turn out to be rules that end up shifting wealth to financial institutions. Very interesting. Neoliberal ideology has triumphed spectacularly in constructing a cultural consensus, a general common sense that focuses relentlessly on individuals in ways that are ultimately inimical to their own interests. Because of this, many of us struggling for true equality and decent, autonomous, fulfilling lives for all humans often unwittingly reproduce the very assumptions that are driving the world to staggering levels of inequality. The reality TV shows that have proliferated in recent years brutally dramatize the structure of the neoliberal world, a game of musical chairs with just one winner. Thousands audition every year to be the next American Idol, but we are reminded by contestants and judges every week that there can be only one. Thin girls vying for Tyra Banks' approval in tone. Let's see if I can do this. There's only one America's Next Top Model. I can't do it. If you lie to your fellow tribespeople, they might end up respecting you enough to vote for you to win Survivor. If you're too helpful around the camp, catching fish, starting fires, they might think you're a threat and vote you off. Echoing Thatcher almost eerily, Philip, I don't know if any of you know this. Yes. Thank you, Dorothy. Philip, a widely hated contestant returning for another season, quotes what he calls the rules of survival of master player Boston Rob. You don't owe anybody anything. It's all about family. In other words, lie, cheat, steal the people on the island because you're doing it for your family back home. The society of people in the game is fair game in the name of family. The reality of these shows increasingly merges with the reality of our own lives as the nightmarish neoliberal dream casts its spell ever more widely. Increasingly, winning one of these shows has become literally the way to get a job, especially the cooking shows for some reason. It's a very weird thing. Vividly illustrating that a world where there's only one winner is a world full of losers. The neoliberal world is a game of survivor. What doesn't survive in this world is the common good. And winning leaves you triumphant, but alone in a desolate world. The richest man on the moon. David Harvey offers a clear understanding of the origins and effects of neoliberalism, showing that, he says, competition is held to be a primary virtue. In his book, A Brief History of Neoliberalism, which I recommend. Individual success or failure, he says, are interpreted in terms of entrepreneurial virtues or personal failings. Harvey defines neoliberalism as, quote, a theory of political economic practices that proposes that human well-being can best be advanced by liberating individual entrepreneurial freedoms and skills within an institutional framework characterized by strong private property rights, free markets, and free trade. Harvey describes neoliberalization as a political project to redistribute wealth upwards, concentrating more wealth in the hands of a small number of extremely rich people. I have pictures for this. Do you want to see my pictures?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, all right. So that's where okay, so maybe do average household income, EPI productivity chart, and where's the other one? Concentrating wealth. Oh, I have a whole folder just for the concentrating wealth, all those. I was more organized than I realized. So yeah, we'll just look at the charts. He'll get the charts up and you'll look at them while I talk. I don't think I need to explain. Oh, do I need to explain the charts? This is productivity. Yeah, I'm going to. Okay. Can we do the average first? The average ones? That's a little easier to see. The folder. The folder. So, yeah, EPI productivity chart. Sorry, it's still unclear. Yeah, that's good. Can you see it? Yeah. Okay, so this chart shows the rise in productivity, which is wealth. It's wealth being generated, right? It's how much richer we're all collectively getting. Since 1948, and this is hourly compensation that's just for hourly workers. hourly compensation since 1948, and they rise in